Hey everyone, thank you for being here. I was giving Rising Storm just like a few minutes to join in because she did pre-order along with James and Amy, but I don't think she's gonna join us this late, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. This is for Rising Storm. Amy says, wait, just to for my question when it's my turn, I'll ask if you're getting into them or not. Okay, yeah, Amy, that sounds good. I see, Amy, that you donated for, um, what is this? What am I looking at? 2 in-depth readings and a yes/no, maybe? All right, so let's get started. We're not going to waste any more time. This is for Rising Storm. Rising, I'm reading your question right now. Oh, that's a nice interaction, Rising. That feels like kind of like funny and sweet and like a classic meet cute. That sounds like a really nice interaction that you guys had together. So let's see how he feels about it. How does he feel about it? He really liked this. He was viewing this as like a social interaction, that felt really lighthearted and fun. I have the Hierophant here, and so it kind of felt like you guys were sharing more than just a look or a hello, goodbye kind of thing. It was a more playful interaction, and that felt fun. I think also it felt like something that he could look back and laugh on or think about very positively. The Hierophant also talks a lot about like getting along with someone and feeling like you guys are very similar. So maybe your senses of humor or your sense of humor style, I should say, is very similar. And just in some way, maybe felt like he found common ground with you as well. When you ask about his son, and I think that he knows that you're also a mom, and so there's like that commonality there as well. Um, I see here with the Ten of Pentacles, so like there's a really positive feeling around family in this, and so I'm interpreting this as um, feeling like you guys identify with one another as a parent in this moment, because I think, like I said, I think he knows you're a parent as well, and so there was just that connection that was formed by being. And here's the thing, I keep on going back and forth, but I feel like you already know he has a kid, he already knows you have a kid, but it was like the first time you guys actually talked and had an interaction with one another about being a parent. And I think that that was really special to him. That's what it feels like to me. I think this did kind of put like an extra pep in his step. I think it's something that he has thought about at least once since the interaction. But I think it was just more like being very present in the moment. I think he likes that he was very witty as well. It's what I'm hearing is like his comebacks were like very charming and funny, and he was thinking on his feet, and it was just like a power moment for him. He just felt like he was nailing it. Like every single turn, he was like on it. And I think that feels really nice to him. The King of Wands, like full of charisma and very charming, and I think that he just felt like it just was a really good moment for him. He felt like he like it just I know that there's a specific like type of adjective that I'm trying to come to. My words are escaping me tonight, so guys, forgive me because I already know going into this I'm gonna have a difficult time connecting with my words, but I just feel like he thought it was a good look. He felt like he came across well. This made a good impression. Thank you, Spirit. This was like a good impression. Like he just felt like he was on it today. And making people laugh might be something that he enjoys doing. And so he felt like he could show a little bit more of his personality. We also have the emperor here, which of course is the father figure. So I think being a father is something that he's very proud of. And so I think he likes sharing that part of himself as well. So as far as the interaction with you, let's pull a couple details here. So we have the Three of Wands and the Two of Wands. This feels like to him like just another step forward. He's saying it just feels like another step that we can connect on, another positive interaction that's making me feel like things are really moving between us. How is he feeling about her in this interaction? Ten of Cups. So he feels really good. Like I can't help but do this reading without smiling. I just feel like this was for him maybe almost pivotal, I think, because it's the other day there was the interaction where he felt like things were very nonchalant, and I think that he's just very much liking these like touchstones that you guys continue to have where there's more in-person interaction. And I think that every single time you guys get a little bit out of one another, you get a little bit more from each other, and to him that feels like progress. So just very much enjoying it, very much enjoying this interaction. Let's see this next question that you have for me. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Let's look into this, Spirit. Oh, hey, Rising. I started yours, honestly, I don't know when. It was probably like 5 to 8 minutes ago. So if you didn't catch the whole thing, you can always scroll back. Yes, yes. It definitely felt more comfortable. I would agree with that. That's another great word to describe this interaction is like, because like I said, remember you guys keep having these, I'm calling it a touchstone. It's almost like a way to anchor your connection in the physical world, where he feels like, okay, this went well. Now this is going well. Maybe things can continue to go well. Got it just in time. All right, I'm looking at your second question now. That is crazy, this thing that you're asking about. Um, I feel like I'm getting a no, rising storm. I think, at least right now, with the current trajectory, I don't think this is something that he would know about. It feels like to me that she's here. I knew the tower was going to come out. I fucking knew it. I saw it in the last reading try to make its appearance. Um, I don't mess with anything like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't if I'm going to do something like manifest or work on like certain spells or rituals, it's essentially to enhance my own life. It's never to work with like darker entities and darker things. I feel personally that no one is stronger than ourselves, and no one is going to, when they talk about dark magic or black magic or spells that are used in a negative way, as extremely powerful, and don't fuck with that. And I completely understand it because you don't want to like welcome that energy into your life. But I feel that the lighter, higher vibration, and I feel like yourself and your closeness to God and you're protected, I feel like there's no way that anything can outpower that. So when I say that, I don't want you to sit here and feel very like concerned about it, but I do feel like she's going to do some shady shit. But keep in mind that's very low vibrational. And so if we're higher, nothing can get to us if we're high. I do see like sneaky energy around her. We have the High Priestess and the Seven of Swords, which means to me she's going to be tiptoeing around him with this. She's not going to outright tell him. And to be honest, I think hearing something like this, if you know, eventually he ever does find out, which right now I'm not getting that, but I think that part of the reason why it doesn't seem like a topic to bring up to him is because I don't think he really like believes in it or something. Like something tells me that he's just like, oh yeah, whatever, like it's just like that's not real, that kind of thing. Now, I do find that the people who don't believe in these things are the ones that are most scared of it, which is interesting. But I feel like he would kind of just brush her off anyway, or brush up the conversation or the topic. So I feel like what she's doing is kind of in the shadows. I see that she's going to someone else to get advice on this, or she's going to someone to maybe do this for her. I see here with the Three of Pentacles, it's like her working as an apprentice to basically try to do these things, or she's paying someone else to do it for her. That's basically what I'm seeing here with the Three of Pentacles. Now, the Tower here indicates like chaos and sudden unexpected or unwelcome change. With this interaction, I have the Three of Pentacles in the Tower. So what I feel is while she is here to create chaos, it's going to backfire. That's a word I'm specifically hearing. It's going to kind of blow up in her face. I don't think that it's going to go the way that she wants. She's coming from a place of desperation, and that's a very low vibrational place to be in. So maybe the reason why he doesn't find out is because it doesn't work, or you know, it never becomes a topic of conversation. But ultimately right now I'm getting a no. And I think that's probably where it'll stay. I can always check back on this energy another time if you want, but I feel like no, he's not going to. I do see her here as the Five of Swords, greedy victory. So I feel like she's saying, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win the situation. She will resort to any level. I feel like she's just grasping, honestly, at straws right now. Yeah, of course. You picked that up as well. So that is what I have for you, Rising. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for your donations tonight. We are going to move on to James now. My little Gunner. My little baby. Trying to see if I can show you guys. He looks so cute right now. Let's see if I can take a picture of him. He's just like in a little ball on the couch. Little cutie pie. All right. So let's see. Yeah, my kitty. He's just laying next to me. He's just like balled up. Oh, do you see him? I couldn't take a video and share the video, unfortunately, or maybe I can, I'm not sure. But he's just like scrunched up on the corner of the couch. He just looks so cute to me. All right. James. You're welcome, Rising. I'm so glad to hear that it all resonated for you. I appreciate you as well. Thank you for stopping in. You need an emotional support cat. He's honestly, James, I'm shuffling for you now. He has not been out here like all week long. And I said 2 nights ago, I was like, they're like not hanging out around me. I don't know what's going on. Like, they're kind of like leaving me on my own at night. And it's like ever since I said that, they've been like extra needy. So I don't know what happened, but like last night I think Bodie was missing my husband, and he came over and like cuddled up next to me while I was taking a nap, and now Gunnar is just laying right next to me as well. I think they like the tarot reading vibes as well. I noticed they like to spend a lot of time with me when I'm doing readings for you guys. So I don't know if they're just here for extra protection for me, or if they just like the energy for what it is, but they do like to spend a lot of time with me while I'm doing readings. Hey, Valerie. Hey, yes, you can. I'm shuffling for you, James, and we're about to get started. So some words that are jumping out at me, James, for what she's giving the connection is union and harmony and art and beauty and love and healing and things working synergistically, and um, the desire for continued growth. And I feel like there's like this energy she's giving to you, or wanting to put forth to the connection of like creative energy or something. Like, I feel like she wants to do something with you, she wants to create with you, she wants to maybe work more possibly on like your businesses that you guys have. Like, I think there's just like this magic, or like this essence of just, I don't know, it just feels really beautiful. It feels like when you get inspired, or when you're just very present in a moment, when you're walking through a garden and see all this beauty around you, and you suddenly are filled with so much love. I think there's just like a lot of happiness here in this card, I feel. And I feel like she's feeling like a sigh of relief. Like, I almost feel her taking, a deep breath and things like that. Because I think for the longest time, she might have realized she was holding her breath. And I think that things are starting to feel good, like maybe colors are coloring and maybe like things are just becoming easier or more light or more free. I don't know really how to explain or this like embody this like feeling I'm getting. Hopefully I'm getting there, but it just feels really nice. It feels really beautiful. um it feels like she's easing up. She's not as tense, something along those lines. Um, okay, that sounds great. Thank you. I got it. Valerie, I'm not sure if you heard me, but you can donate if you would like to. All right, let's see. So you gotta forgive me, James, because sometimes the themes are gonna come through over and over, especially when we do readings so often. Not a lot will change in a short amount of time. So I do apologize. I try my best to pull whatever new information I can, but sometimes I notice that sometimes the message will be very similar. So as far as like thoughts and feelings right now is for thoughts, I'm getting that she's trying to rely more on her intuition and just kind of allow things to happen. She's saying that I I'm starting to try to get more comfortable with the unknown or not knowing where this is going and just trusting the process. I feel like she's saying like I'm able to have more faith lately. Definitely feeling that relief in the Six of Swords here where things are getting easier for her, and I think that she's excited to see where things go from here. We have the Seven of Pentacles, and so to me this can indicate maybe a little bit of impatience, possibly. I'm wondering if she's kind of waiting on like pins and needles for you to ask her to be your girlfriend at this point. Maybe she knows the question is coming or she can feel it, something like that. And I think that she's kind of wondering, like, is it going to happen? When's, well, not a matter of if it's going to. I think she knows you're going to. But I think she's just wondering, like, is he thinking about it right now? Like, is he going to ask me, like, next time he sees me? There's, like, that feeling of, like, anticipation. And I wouldn't necessarily say impatience because I think she's not wanting to rush this either, but I think that she kind of knows or she can kind of sense that there is that underway. And so there's like this nervous anticipation of like, I don't know, she can kind of feel what's going to happen. Her intentions are to remain very open-minded, be someone that you can count on. I feel like she is intending on being a support or a solid person in your life, someone who's adding value to your life as well. I feel like she's excited to maybe learn even more about you or learn from you, because I have the Page of Swords. It's kind of like, or Page of Pentacles. It's kind of like a student, if you will. I am getting a no, that there are no influences or blocks right now. And then the overall energy, I have the Page of Cups. So this is believing in the impossible, wanting to have faith. This could be a time of signs, signals, and synchronicities. When you know it's right, it's right. It's just a gut feeling. this card really just follows their heart. So that's kind of the energy of just following your heart and just like waiting for the right moment for whatever. Maybe you guys, a lot of times in your interactions, you're just trying to kind of get out of your head and just be more in your body and just do things that you feel is what your like your impulses are telling you to do at that time, and really trying not to think too much or think too hard about something. um I feel like there's like this sensitivity around your connection, maybe a little bit of sensuality as well. I feel like you guys think about each other quite a lot, and there's a lot of comfort and deep feelings here in your connection. All right. Patty's intentions towards the relationship. Patty's feelings, intentions towards James in the relationship. Patty's feelings and intentions towards James in the relationship. Wow. Okay. So one of the messages here is that she has a dream in her heart, James, where there are certain things that she's been wanting for herself when it comes to a love relationship that maybe she thought that she never really was going to have the ability to reach or access. Maybe she thought that love was just for other people and not for her. Maybe she, just because of, I guess, what she's been presented with, she never really thought that that was gonna be the life for her. But there's always been like this dream or fantasy that she has had about what her ideal person would be like, or what her ideal relationship would be like. And I feel as though through your guys' connection, or should I say reconnection, she's, and I want to say more recently, she's starting to see that opportunity unfold in front of her. And this feels scary, but it also feels really special, because it's like her life is starting to become that dream or something. And I think that while this is a little intimidating, it's like kind of shocking her that she's kind of starting to live this fantasy out loud, I guess. Like she's starting to see that this might be accessible to her. This might be a tangible thing that maybe she thought at one point was just for other people, not for her, or just something that, only existed in her mind, which I find very interesting. Um, Let me see. There's a lot of like fluidity here. I have like a lot of water energy, um, which speaks to intuition. So I think what she's going to realize at some point is, and maybe she's not there yet, is that the reason why this dream was in her heart is because it's something that she knew deep down, or her soul knew was meant for her. Like, she knew that she was going to come into this life, and meet someone great and fall in love. But it's almost like her human side, or her ego, didn't believe it was going to happen. But she kept that desire because I think deep down her soul knew that that was something that she would be able to have at some point. I think that will connect with her later on down the road. But you know how like it's just like this inner knowing, you can't really shake it. It's kind of like one of those feelings. There's a lot of like psychic energy and intuition, inner knowing energy here, and I think that she's excited to see that she can have faith in these dreams that she has for herself. Um, as far as intentions go, I have the Eight of Wands, and I feel like this is indicating a lot of movement and shifts that is going to happen in your connection in the very near future. And I think it's something that she's preparing herself for. Let's see. I have to go back to her in anticipation of you asking her to be in a commitment, because I'm feeling that pretty strongly. I don't know if you've had that conversation with her, or if you've been signaling to her and trying to help her get prepared for this question, but I feel like there's just something in her, she can't shake it. She's like, I feel like he's gonna ask to be like committed to me soon. And I feel like that's going on in her head a lot, quite a bit. Um she's coming through as a Six of Pentacles though, so I feel like she's here to match your energy. What you give to her, she'll give back. So I think that she's kind of readying maybe her mind for a change in your relationship. I have the Six of Wands here, and this always talks about public recognition. So I think that she's kind of just getting prepared maybe for whenever you ask her to be your girlfriend. She's just in that like preparation stage, which is a good stage for her to be in, especially because you won't be blindsiding her, I don't think, because I think she kind of like knows it in her body. I think she's kind of sensing like that time is coming where you might like pop that question. We also have with the Six of Wands is that this a lot of times can talk about people celebrating you as a couple, or being recognized by the public as a couple. And so I think that is just kind of being acknowledged as like at some point soon you guys will make things official, and that other people will become aware and start congratulating you on that. And I think that's something that she has thought about as well. um Final thoughts on her intentions, please. Final thoughts on her intentions. I'm hearing appreciation. I'm also hearing commitment. I think she's saying that if you're willing to jump in with both feet, then she'll jump in with both feet. Three of Cups and Three of Pentacles. So I think that there is like an excitement brewing here for the two of you from her side of things. Will they see each other this 3-day weekend? Will they see each other? James and Patty see each other this 3-day weekend. I'm getting a no, James, but let me double check with the pendulum. Hold on. I got the 3 of Swords, so it feels like separation. Well, as of right now, will Patty and James see each other for the 3-day weekend? Interesting. I'm getting a no. Can this outcome be changed? I'm getting a yes. This outcome can be changed. What would stop them from seeing each other? What would stop them from seeing each other? We have 4 of Cups, so so 4 of Cups is like disinterest or not really caring for something. So like, and it also can talk about like, not saying she's gonna get depressed or anything, but it can talk about depression. We also have the 3 of Swords, so it could be just like her mentality this weekend is just not wanting to be social. It could also indicate that maybe the offer, again, if this is not accurate for you, don't take it, but it could be that she was not invited somewhere, or she had not received an offer from you yet, and that's why the energy is no. Or it could be that whatever you had planned is not something of interest to her. Trying to like interpret a 4 of Cups as to why you guys. So I'm getting like not, her mind's not right. She's not feeling social. Maybe she just hasn't received an invitation from you yet, so that way it's no. Or what you suggested to do, maybe it's not something that she cares to do or is interested in doing. Maybe if you change those plans, it might be something that changes her mind. Why wouldn't they go? What would stop them from hanging out together? What would stop them from hanging out together? And the 9 of Cups, and this talks about something about like getting what you want or doing something that feels fulfilling to you or meaningful to you. So James, I think you can turn this around. If you have not invited her to hang out with you yet this weekend, I think that might be the reason why I'm getting a no. But if you have and she's just not giving you an answer yet, maybe change the plans and see if that piques her interest more, or I don't know. But you know, I think, I don't know, I'm struggling with this one, James. I'm struggling with this one. I feel like I'm almost talking to myself in circles, so I just need to be done with that message. But if you have any follow-up to that, let me know before I move on to Amy. All right, Amy. So yeah, you can go ahead and get prepped for your question. That sounds great. Okay, Amy, that sounds good. All right, yes, no first. I am having like literally since yesterday I've been having the worst heartburn. And or I think that's what it is. So, I know some people get confused because they think like acid reflux is heartburn, and I don't think they're the same thing. Heartburn to me feels like a air bubble or a pocket of air like in your chest that is just stuck and it just starts to hurt and physically hurt your body. That's what I thought heartburn was, so that's what it feels like I have right now. And it is so uncomfortable. And I've taken 2 Pepsid today, and I'm just like, is this ever gonna go away? This is such an uncomfortable feeling. I know. I know. It's just like I can't get comfortable. No matter what position I'm sitting in is uncomfortable. I even tried working out last night to see if maybe that would help at all. And it did. And I find like minimal relief here and there, but I'm just like, ugh. It's like just so, it's just like gnawing. It's just like this constant uncomfortable pain that I don't like. Okay. Has Eli been trying to send messages through candle flickers? Oh my God, I'm getting a yes, Amy. And not only that, but I have the Ace of Wands. So very fiery, almost like a candle. I think a lot of times people would relate an Ace of Wands to a candle as well. Has Eli been trying to send messages through birds? I'm also getting a yes. I have the King of Swords. For some reason, I'm hearing wounded bird, Amy. I know this isn't going to make sense to you right now, but just keep that in mind that if you come across like a wounded or injured bird, that came up during this reading. But I am getting yes about birds, Ace of Swords, and as we all know, Ace of Swords is air, the air element, which relates to aviation, which relates to birds. So I do like that these cards are resonating for this specific question. Oh, that's funny. I call my brother Jay. My brother Jay, his name is Arsenio, but he goes by AJ because he's a junior. And so AJ, obviously everyone knows how to spell that, but if I'm calling him, like asking him for something, calling him into a room, sending him a text, whatever, he's always been known as like Jay or Jaybird by my mom. So that's kind of funny. I have that connection as well myself with my brother. All right, so this is your mini reading. Is that right? Okay. Amy says, how did my kids at work feel and think towards me on their last day of after school program? It was last day of school for them on Thursday. That's right, kids are getting out of school, aren't they? How did kids at work feel and think towards Amy on their last day? Aww, I have the 8 of Cups. So I'm hearing that your kids are very proud of themselves. There's a sense of accomplishment, um, excitement for what's to come. I think every kid feels that way when they're moving on. or moving forward. I see here with the Eight of Cups. But it's sad because like there's this image of them leaving you behind. And I think that while that's what's meant to happen, that's the whole point of all of this. I think to them it's sad because they're now moving forward into the unknown. Um, do they get the opportunity to see you again? Oh, that's so sweet. There is like a feeling of sadness walking away, but they're on their own journey. I'm getting like this message that you guys will be able to see each other again. So I don't know if that's like you guys, you'll have the opportunity to teach them again or they'll see you again. Um, I know some of them are graduations because they're fifth graders. Okay. But some of them they'll see me again in summer camp. Okay, okay. Because I was like, why do I keep getting this message of like, it's sad, but I'll see her again? That's what it feels like to me. Um, they just feel they're more focused, I think, on their transition. I think um, they're probably a jumble of nerves. They're probably excited to like go do something different. Um, but I think also there's like nervousness that comes with like changing to a new grade, um, or even potentially going to a new school. So I feel like there's like a mix of emotions that they were going through. It seems to be like the prominent thought, but I am seeing here with the Eight of Cups judgment and Four of Cups this sadness. Like they knew that their school year was over, but they're like not fully happy about it because they don't know what's going to come next. Like you were their comfort zone for them. You really gave them like a really nice last day, and I feel like they feel a lot of comfort with you, so you're like their safety net, their comfort zone. Um and I feel like that can be kind of scary to leave that. You'll be helping with summer camp. You just hope they felt really homey with you. Aw, that's so sweet. You're so special, Amy. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing they just like they feel you're just so special. Um, you're like probably one of those teachers that they'll never forget. That's what it feels like to me. So I know that there's teachers that all of us have had, and like we always remember them. Maybe not all of them, but we do remember one or two special ones, like a coach or a kindergarten teacher, or usually like pivotal times of your life, you usually have a teacher that you remember that you identify with. Like I remember two in particular. One was my kindergarten teacher, and I was like a goody two shoes. I was like green cards all day, like honor roll, all that. And then I had another teacher who I always like identified with because she had the same birthday as me, and we both were like lighter skin, darker hair. And I just like always identified with her. So you have like, those specific teachers that you remember along the way, even though you don't remember a lot, they like stand out, and I feel like that's what you are to them. You're like a standout teacher to them. I know you're so attached to them, and I feel that they feel attached to you as well. But yeah, I mean, you're a standout teacher. That's really the conclusion of this reading here. I feel like a lot of them feel attached to you. But at the same time, it's like, isn't that the whole point? They need to, grow and move on, and it's tough, I'm sure, being a teacher. I can only imagine. Thinking about that makes you want to cry. You remember your old after school program at your childhood school you work at. She's now the librarian. I'll get my first in-depth. Okay, yep, I'm ready for you. My little gunny bunny. He's just sleeping so good right now. You can't have a kitty right now? Aw, yeah. It's tough to have cats, honestly. Like as far as finances go, they're probably the most costly up front. But you never know when something is going to happen that's going to require you to foot a bigger bill. Um, and to keep them alive is a lot of work and effort and money. But overall, like day to day, they're very low maintenance. When Eli was Earthside, how did he compare me to the people he's been with, including his first love relationship, Crystal? Like, what went through his mind surrounding this? For context on this question, I just remembered how Crystal told me Eli and her had a heart-to-heart talk, and how Eli was trying to find the bond. I couldn't help but wonder if he came across me and found it. Okay. You're trying to get closure, basically, on how he felt towards you in comparison. How did he feel towards Amy in comparison to Crystal? So you guys had a pretty instant connection, I would say you and Eli did. Um, Something about Crystal and his bond felt more of a slow go versus you guys were very it seemed very passionate, very fiery, very like fast. And so it was difficult, I think, to compare the two because of how things started. It felt very different. I think that he, with you, felt like an open-ended possibility. I think with Crystal, he might have felt like that could never be visited. Like that's not something that could ever happen. Or to me, there was some resistance I'm sensing from him about Crystal. Like either like they could never go there or they couldn't go there again. There's some type of block. Like they had a special connection, but it just never allowed him to, I don't know, there's some type of resistance, and maybe you know about this, but that's what I'm picking up for him. And he's saying when he was with you, he was just excited to see the potential. I think he was saying, I don't think we ever got to the point where I felt as deep of feelings for Amy. that I got to with Crystal, but I feel like I could have gotten there if I had more time. That's what I hear him saying. So I just feel like he saw you as something that, those feelings would grow over time. But he's saying it never got there, not before he passed away. His feelings for Crystal ran deeper, but that's because they had history. Um, and that was like a slow grow process, and I think that that's only something that comes with time, that unfortunately was taken away from you guys, that you guys didn't have that opportunity to get there. But he's saying, I think I could have gotten there with Amy. That's what I feel him saying. He's saying we just didn't have enough time to see it through. um Crystal told me they were talking to each other for 3 to 4 months and then got together when they were in early high school. Crystal told me they split up because he wasn't treating her well at the end because of all the trauma. Right. I still remember Crystal told me that maybe for me and Eli, we just didn't have enough time. Amy, that's 100% it. And I'm feeling a little bit emotional. I don't know why. I'm just like, it's hitting me all of a sudden. I'm just feeling so. I'm either feeling your feelings or I'm feeling Eli's feelings. I'm not sure. But it just feels very like devastating, I think. Like it just feels very frustrating. Um because I think that he's saying I really could have gotten there with her. Like I really think that I could have seen. I'm sorry, Amy. I know that it hurts. I feel like he's saying I don't want Amy to compare herself, because I kept hearing the word comparison. Stop with the comparison. I feel like he's saying he doesn't want you to compare yourself to her, because that was a completely different dynamic and they had a lot of time to get to where they were. And I think a lot of Eli's feelings when it came to Crystal was more of like regret, in the sense that he didn't treat her the right way. He took advantage of certain things. He didn't see what was right in front of him. And I think that there was a lot of regret there on his part, because he felt like he was not being a good person. And I think that he knew, because like I said, I kept getting that message of like, we can't go back there again, or there's resistance here. Like I could never do that again, or we could never experience that again. And so I feel like he's saying he did allow himself to let Crystal go. That's what it feels like to me. That they always would have a special connection, but he allowed himself to let her go. And he's saying that I was excited with Amy to see what could come. I feel like he's saying I wanted to be a better person for her. And sometimes I felt like I wasn't yet, and that's why I didn't go at this with like both feet to the ground. But I do feel like our connection was unique and different, and I wouldn't want our connection to feel the same as someone else. And I feel like honestly we just didn't have enough time together. But I feel like he's saying like I could see myself getting there with her if we had been able to spend more time together. I wonder if he was like, I found the bond I was looking for, like how Eli's sister told me I was the person he needed. He definitely felt your connection was important. He could feel its importance and how strong it was when he was here. And he could feel that it was special. Um, And there can't be a comparison to Crystal in the sense that it was a different connection. Um, I feel like he's saying, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I feel like he's saying, like, don't compare yourself to her and don't expect more than what this was, and not like in a negative way, but like we hit an expiration date, Amy. I feel like that's what I hear him saying. We hit an expiration date, and I feel like you're beating yourself up about this really hard. Um like our romance was a whirlwind and I got swept up in it and I loved spending time with you. I don't want you to try to dissect what this was, and I don't want you to compare yourself to someone else. It was special. Did we get to that point of really deep feelings? I don't necessarily feel like I feel like we got as deep as we could have in the time that we had together, is basically what I hear him saying. Um, but I think he's saying that there's also a deep love that comes from time, and that's not something that was on our side, unfortunately. And so I think that the most that I can give you is to tell you that I could see myself getting there with you. I wasn't there yet, but that has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with my feelings for you. It has everything to do with the fact that we didn't have enough time together. Yeah, I feel like that was important for you to hear. Yeah, I mean, there's a certain kind of love that comes with time, and there is nothing you can do to force that. And the most that you can ask of him is, did he see a future with you? Did he see the possibility of having those feelings for you down the road? And he's saying he could. He's saying he did. But we can't put the pressure or expectation on your relationship that had you been in one another's lives for 5 years, that connection would feel so much different than it did. And unfortunately, time is the factor that you guys didn't have. But I'm ready for your next question, Amy. 1:11 on the clock. Yeah, thank you, Luna. I think I really need that truth. Yeah, I even remember him asking me, do I love his home or like his home? Yeah, because he cared about your opinion and he was proud of his home. I mean, he felt such a connection there, Amy, like he was willing to do whatever he could to keep it. And I just like hate motorcycles so much. I understand the thrill, but the trade-off is not ever going to be enough for me to say motorcycles are okay. My mom just told me that last week one of my brother's friends that he's known like all his life was killed on a motorcycle last week. And it's just like, this is like the third or fourth time I've heard something like this to a young person this year, and I'm just so over it. Maybe you can do something about like motorcycle awareness of like it kills people. And honestly, like they just should not exist. It's always a young person too. It's crazy. Aw, I didn't even think about that, Amy. That's a sweet thing to think. I think from my impression, it was more like just showing it off to you and hoping that you like it because he wants you to spend more time there with him. Aww. Paper messages. Okay. Hold on one second. I think you might be my last reading of the night, but that's okay with me. Do you make something with coconut, Amy? Like coconut or vanilla cream? I don't know. I'm getting like it feels like a food that would be like suntan lotion. I don't know how to explain that, but I'm smelling like summertime smells. Strawberry shortcake. Does that require vanilla? Did you ever play with his hair? Oh, you went to the beach on his birthday. Girl, that's probably what that is. You fix it for him. I feel like it's something about touching your hair or touching his hair, but I also feel like this could be a call to the change in your hair that you made as well. Like this could be an acknowledgement as well to your hair that the change that you've recently made. He's saying to continue to spend time outside. I feel like that's where he can reach you. That's where you feel close to him. Is outside. Did he ever come to your room? Oh, that's cute. He's been in your room. Do you connect your room to him at all? Because for some reason I got the message of like your room is also a place that you feel him. Okay, so I have cuddle soft. Oh God, Amy, I have the word sex here. That's a message just for you. But the cuddle soft thing I also think could be the squishy that you have. I think that you said you got some type of stuffy for like for him or something that reminds you of him. You remember him being in your room? You said, yes, I do. I remember him being in my room playing my guitar as I was packing my sleepover bag. Every time, this man. Every time. It says fancy us. So maybe like fantasy about us is also a message here. So I think he's saying here perspective still. He still thinks about you. He knows that you still think about him as well. So he's saying give it a soft cuddle. It's very like British sounding. Give it a cuddle. But he's saying like maybe like when you miss him, you can like use this object as a way to like feel close to him or something. We also have playtime. So this could be like music, play. This could be instruments, playing an instrument. This could be goofing around or playing around. We have flowers coming in again. I'm sorry, you've been so sad. He's saying cheer up. I have the word cheer. He's saying cheer up. He's saying hug. He said you are tempting, irresistible, and divine. I also have the word hidden issue. I asked what is the hidden issue. We have reunion and we have gift. New reunion or new gift. So something is hidden from you. With the word reunion, maybe it's like it's something that you don't know, but we'll see each other again. Maybe even in this lifetime, we'll see each other again. Funny, he knows I'm angry at him. On my anger and grief face. Yeah, but I feel like too, he's like, you know, there's nothing I could have done. I know that you're mad at me, but I couldn't change what happened. Oh, nice. I like that. I have the word nickname again here. And we have cycles, and then we had hidden, and we had it was like hidden is something that made me feel like you guys were gonna see each other again. Maybe it was hidden union or something. So I'm kind of getting that message of him reincarnating before you pass away, like him reincarnating back onto this earth, back into your life. I like that she wants to spend time with you. I asked what he thought about you and his mom spending time together, and I got the word absolve. So I feel like he's saying that there is a lot of healing that's going to come from this reaction, or from this interaction, as long as you guys are open to one another. Absolving talks about just kind of talking about your feelings out loud, finding clarity, being open and honest. and that there's an admiration or a bond that will be formed between you guys through this. We have soulmate. So you might have a connection to his mom as well, like a soul connection to her in addition to Eli. He says, you psychic. You psychic. That's interesting. He's saying anticipate and run. Run from what? Low-spirited gem. This is kind of making me a little bit nervous. Is there like I think this is gonna come from a conversation with your mom, but or not from, yeah, maybe from your mom, but also through his mom, that I'm getting low-spirited gem and anticipate and run and psychic. And I'm wondering if there's some type of like item that is in his family's possession that could be low vibe, maybe not high energy, maybe needs some extra protection around this specific item. I feel like, because I said your mom specifically, that I wonder if there's something that, because your mom's very intuitive, and it makes me wonder if there's like an object in his household that is maybe filled with negative energy or something. He's saying gem. He's brought up gem twice. I don't know if this is like a expensive item or if it's like a heirloom. But it's something treasured. Anything else that Amy needs to know? He's saying, I feel committed to you. He's saying, I feel commit. So I feel like he's saying, I feel committed to you, or like, I feel like I could have committed to you if I had more time. But there is like this bond that you guys have. He's saying, I know that this connection is something you're always going to wonder about. Oh, yeah, I know. The gem part of it. Yeah, that came through twice. But when I saw anticipate, and then I saw run, and then I saw low spirit, and I was like, I felt it in my stomach, and I was like, I mean, I know that there's like cursed objects and things like that, and like I say, I always believe that like your power and your connection to God is always going to overcome anything like that, but at the same time, it's not really something you want to fuck with. So maybe he's saying there's something going on here. He showed cycles, and so to me that makes me feel like something that's passed down from generation to generation. That's why I felt like heirloom, that might be filled with like negative energy. It's interesting. Maybe by talking to his mom, you could ask him, like, by any chance, do you guys have like a family heirloom that gets passed down from generation to generation? Just does anything come to mind when I say that, and see if you can like jog her memory and see if there's anything that she can think of. That might be something that you'll have to discover down the line, but it's a message that's here. And of course, this is all up to interpretation. Low spirited could mean that it makes someone sad when they see it, not necessarily meaning that it's like a cursed object, but maybe something sad. Like maybe it's something that brings someone grief or something because it's attached to and associated to so many memories. Like this is paper messages, so this can be interpreted in many different ways, and I can only tell you what I'm seeing and how I can try to interpret it. But yeah, that's what I've got. Amy, you're welcome. So I'm feeling kind of off tonight with the whole like heartburn stuff, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and end it there. I didn't see that anybody else left a donation. So this is what I will say. My intention is to be here tomorrow and Sunday. If for whatever reason I'm not feeling up to it, I know my cycle's supposed to start soon, so things are a little bit unpredictable at the moment. If I'm feeling good, I will be here. That's all I can say. You're welcome, Amy. I hope you enjoyed your readings with me. So I'm not sure who else is in here, but thank you for hanging out. I am going to go ahead and sign off, and I will see you guys next time, hopefully soon. Have a good night, everyone.